Thank you for joining. Hermix helps companies win public contracts with tender monitoring, analysis, and market intelligence based on artificial intelligence. We work with hundreds of companies such as Capgemini, Publicis, Sapient, Indra, Accenture, Unisys, IBM, Kyndryl, Microsoft, or Fujitsu. Besides IT and technology, we work with consultancies, including Big Fours, four national telecom operators, companies that supply medical equipment, constructions, or taxi services. Me and my colleagues, we've been doing sales to public institutions and governments for 20 years, and it went great. It is a huge market. We did over 100 million ourselves in public contracts. But then we made an astonishing observation. Public sector sales are mostly manual, unpredictable, opportunistic. They are incredibly expensive. Finding good opportunities and writing winning proposals is very difficult. This is why we created Hermix. It is more than a tender monitoring tool. It's a data intelligence and automation power platform. It aims to be your friendly, helpful colleague, able to analyze instantly using AI, GPT, and machine learning hundreds of technical requirements, tens of millions of historical contracts. We have 14 million contracts in our database. It's not always empathetic, doesn't read between the lines, but is able to provide smart reports and recommendations, market intelligence reports, analyze tender requirements, clients, budgets, competition. So what do? We support with tender discovery. Hermix helps you find relevant tenders from all European countries, from TED, which is the European procurement portal. It covers all European institutions as well as regional, local, federal, national tenders above a particular threshold, but also tenders from national and other procurement portals such as the Belgium, BOSA, Netherlands, Norway, Romania, Germany, UK, Spain, France, NATO, two data sources, United Nations, Luxembourg. We do more than monitor, download documents, and analyze them. We do data cleanup, deduplication, and interpretation of data so that we are also able to provide qualification of tenders, both from a technical point of view as well as from a commercial point of view. And we support with strategy, analyzing entire markets, players in the markets, budgets, competition, and so on. So what do we do in detail? Let's go to the demo. Discovery means helping you find relevant tenders. So we provide filters that are quite typical for the European public procurement space. You can have simple or advanced filters. You can filter by the country of the buyer, the type of the buyer, like European institution or a ministry. This is self-declared, meaning that buyers declare themselves whatever they believe they are, not 100% accurate. We also provide filters and search by the industry or the domain of the product and service that I am interested in. In this case, there's an example for transport services in Belgium and Netherlands. We have a couple of companies working in this space. You can also search by keywords, one or several keywords for tenders that have any of these keywords or all of these keywords in the notice, as well as by expressions such as project management. At this moment, this is not two keywords, it is one expression. The advanced filters that we provide, you can filter by all the topics. This is declared by the authority according to the European taxonomy for public procurement. All 10,000 CPV codes are available here. Also by data source, the ones that I enumerated earlier. You can filter, for instance, only for tenders published in the German öffentliche Vergabe procurement portal or only in the Norwegian procurement portal. Other filters available, the source of funding, the opportunity status, if it is open, closed, the deadline has passed or not. By the buyer, you can select one of the buyers, and here we use our own data cleanup, but you can also use a fuzzy search, something like find all the tenders published by all buyers who have in their name the expression European Commission, contains European Commission. Tags are, we have three types of self-cleaned up tags by us, tags of buyers, European Commission, EU institutions, and EU international organizations. At this moment, I'm filtering for all the buyers that are tagged by us as being a EU or an international organization. You can also customize the tags. You can add, create, delete your own tags, and you can create lists of your preferred buyers or partners or competition. Other filters available, the buyer activity, the place of performance, such as only Brussels or Liège or Flanders, by the procurement procedure, the contract nature, works, services or supply, by the language, by the flag. So if me or any of my colleagues, we are flagging an opportunity, I can filter for all the opportunities flagged by me or any of my colleagues, or by a specific flag or any. By owner, I can also assign owners to the tenders, and by the date of the publication of the tender or the deadline. So if I am just searching for this type of tenders, then I will get a list of relevant results. And what I can do with the results, I can export them to Excel or CSV. I have a button here on the right. I can create an alert, and at that moment I will create an alert with my or the default name, or I can change the name, and I will receive an email notification if there is a new tender or a prior information notice or a contract awarded matching the requirements, the criteria that I have showed earlier. You can personalize your email settings from your notification settings. I can set up how many opportunities I want to see in a tender, 25, 50, 100, how much detailed I want the information in each email, how many emails, when I want to receive the emails. I can set up if I want to receive daily digests regarding the activity of my colleagues, the frequency of these daily digests, and so on. We have also available, another example, this is what I have been doing my whole life, IT tenders for European international organizations. So these are all the tenders that are open from the date published 1st of December. So I can do the same with them. Using the same type of filters, I can look into renewals. These are contracts that have been published and awarded several years ago, and based from their date of the tender or from the date of the contract, it's your choice, you can find a list of all the tenders that are possible to be renewed in this year or next year. I have selected the year of renewal, 2026 and 27. For each of these past contracts, I also have information regarding how many tenders have been submitted previously, and who won these contracts before. And obviously, with one click, I can drill down into details about the information of this tender. Every blue text, every link in Hermix is an opportunity to drill down into additional more details regarding this tender, this authority, this supplier, and so on. For instance, this is a database tender for an economic and financial database from ESMA. This is the European Securities and Market Authority. I have here background information regarding this tender and what happened here before, including the business of this authority, the market, what they have been buying, from whom they have been buying, and so on. So I can also do a full text search in the tender documents from the data sources, where we also download documents. You can simply write a set of keywords, and we are using a fuzzy search, very similar to the fuzzy search available from Google, for instance. And you can drill down and you can find tenders that have any or all of these keywords. It's a fuzzy keyword search similar to Google. So for instance, I have this Excel file and this PDF file that contains a good match to the 3 keywords Microsoft Azure Cloud that I have been using in my search. So let's say I found an interesting tender. And this is where the magic starts to begin. I'm looking at an interesting tender. Let's say this is transportation services in Netherlands. I have here the basic information of the tender. The source is TenderNet and TED. It was published in 2 data sources simultaneously. We deduplicated the information. The deadline is still open, 18th of February. So I can look at the basic information. I already have the documents downloaded. We analyzed them already, which allows us to have a 2-minute summary generated automatically with our AI about the tender requirements. The objectives: minibuses for 9 to 19 passengers and touring cars. The budget 320,000, the award criteria, which is price and some cases, economic and financial capacity, insurance, previous experience in transporting groups of students, and so on, up to deliverables, tasks, technologies, the model, the delivery location, and even requirements regarding formatting, like how many pages and what forms are to be filled in. Also, we provide a chat where you can ask your own questions to Hermix regarding requirements from the standard. And even if we don't have the documents downloaded, maybe it is a restricted procedure, you can still upload your own documents here in the terms of reference, and then you will be able to summarize and analyze your own documents. This is a personal analysis done by Hermix only for you. It will appear here, done by us for your documents. Because we have 10 years all over Europe of historical information, we are also able to provide information about the history, the background of this tender. For instance, we have here the profile of the buyer, all the similar open tenders, past tenders, past contracts awarded, who won similar relevant contracts. This is a company that won one contract. With one click, I can look at the company or the contract that they won. I see the geographic locations of the suppliers and the past relevant tenders, if any. The same example for, this is the Blue Data Warehouse for the European Maritime Safety Agency. This is in Portugal, in Lisbon. So I have, again, the clarification questions, the documents. The clarification questions are already classified with our artificial intelligence according to several criteria, such as references, technical capacities, or admin. I can download this information as an Excel, a PDF, including the list of clarifications. So here I have more information about the historical background of the tender. I have the top 5 winners of similar relevant contracts, like Axians, they won 4. So I can drill down into more details. Here I have information about all the 84 past suppliers of relevant similar type of tenders, both as a chart and as a list with number and value of the contracts won by each of these suppliers. I have here the geographical locations as a map, as a chart, or as a table of the previous suppliers, mostly, obviously, Portugal, Luxembourg, Spain. This is a European institution based in Lisbon. And I have here the list of past relevant contracts that might be relevant for this particular project. So I should look here to see, was there a lot of competition for the previous contracts? Who won them? Because we have the documents, we already have, again, the technical specifications already analyzed with our AI, like the budget, 2.5 million, the award criteria, 40% scenario, 30% quality for module 1, 30% for price, the economic and financial capacity, like 1 million euro turnover, going to references, experts, tasks, technologies, and formatting requirements 15 pages, A4 Arial 14. And again, I can ask my own questions such as what is the place of performance, or what type of CVs must be prepared, and what's the required experience for specific experts. So this was the analysis and the qualification of a particular tender. I can download all this information. I can share it with my colleagues via an email, via PDF, or as an Excel. And I have also, when I'm looking at the previous player, we have assigned a score to each player in the market that is providing similar services. Here we are looking not only at who supplied relevant similar contracts to this authority, but to the entire market where this authority is player, so is present. So we are providing information regarding the ecosystem, suppliers for buyers that are similar to this buyer, and so on. So this was information regarding the qualification of a tender, how we analyze the technical requirements as well as the commercial background in order to allow you in 2 minutes to take a bid, no bid decision regarding this tender. So we also provide strategic information because we analyzed all this richness of data for all these markets. We are able to provide information for entire markets, answering to questions such as who are the best buyers in the market where I am active, or in the market where I want to go. Is this a good market for me? Is there enough fish? Is this a big market? What are the previous budgets for the past 10, 20 years? You know, this is the blue ocean strategy. You want to position yourself in that ocean which has the biggest amount of tuna and not so much competition. How do you know which is that ocean where you want to be? Market intelligence and analytics. More than that, you can drill down and analyze the profiles. You can drill down and analyze the profiles of individual buyers as well as competitors. You can see the map of which is the competition in a particular market. You can drill down to specific contractors and see what do they do, in what markets are they active, who are their best customers, what do they deliver. This is competition and partnership analysis, and again, we are using our own scoring in order to provide this. So this is a first example. This is the market where I have forever been active, IT for European international organizations. So I have here the history, number and value of the tenders during the past 10 years. 2025 is just open. Already 6 tenders published, 10 million in total. But last year we had 8 billion in 250 IT tenders. Of course, I can filter by any other criterion. Instead of looking at the type of buyer, I can look at the country of the buyer, or I can look at the uh, um, industry, or a specific domain, or even a specific topic. So the market that I'm analyzing, I'm looking at the list of buyers in the market. I'm looking for each of the buyers who are the biggest spenders, the number and value of opportunities for each of these buyers. And again, when I click on buyer, I will see the detailed profile. When I click on a number, I will see the exact list of these 26 contracts that have been tenders that have been executed, procured by Digit in the past 10 years. I have also a distribution by country. I can look at it as a table, or as a chart, or as a geographic map. And I have the same analysis by type of buyer, obviously European institutions, because this is the market I'm looking at. By the activity of the buyers, I can see this as a bubble chart, as a chart. pie chart or as a table, general public services, other economic affairs. I can see the opportunities by type of contract. Most are supplies and services, not so much works. I can, because I'm looking at the IT industry, I can look also at the type of services and products by topic, by CPV code. Exactly the same type of analysis, I can do it for the competition. For instance, let me revert to my typical filters, IT for European institutions. I have here the players that are active in my market. I can download this as a table or as an Excel. And I can see the distribution of these players, geographical, as a map, as a chart, as a table, or I can look at the contracts by industry, but I'm looking only at IT tenders. Exactly the same, I can look at any other type of industry or business. For instance, these are transport services in Belgium. So I have here the main players, number and value of the contracts for each of the players that are active in this market, the geographical distribution of the players, mostly Belgium, of course. So this was strategic analysis of markets for the European public sector. For the European Commission, we have also 20 years of historical data cleaned up. This information comes from the European Commission, DG Budget. I have number and value of payments executed by the European Commission for the last 20 years, cleaned up data. These are the European Commission directorates and agencies from where we cleaned up the data. We have analysis by the type of funding, by the type of activity, by the implementation area. And exactly the same, I have the same information for contractors. For instance, these are research grants, and here I can see not only the amounts of the payments for the past 20 years for grants, but also who are the biggest spenders. So ESMEA, CINEA, and DG Research. And I have also the biggest beneficiaries. Why I have countries here? Because of the Recovery and Resilience Fund, which actually is distorting here hugely in the past 4 years. The payments from the European Commission. I will show this to you in a second. So see here in 2020, we have a doubling of the budget of the European Commission from 25 to 50 billion, and double again in 2021, double again in 2022 to around 200 billion. Most of this money is the European Recovery and Resilience funding. That is a temporary measure which was taken during the COVID. So I can even drill down to contractor. For instance, I can see, let's choose one company, let's say Accenture. I can see what's the amount of money that they received per year, number and value of payments from who. So number and value per buyer, per country, and I can even drill down to more details, such as going to even the subject of grants and contracts. So 109 contracts for portfolio of IT projects and systems for DG Move, but I can go to details per year. Let me go again with the same filter, Accenture. And if I'm looking only at the past, let's say 4 years for IT contracts, I have the detailed list per year. Oh, I have a filter by cyber. Let's remove the filter. So these are the specific contracts of Accenture for the past 4 years that we have analyzed. So they have 245 specific contracts for analysts. And I can again drill down to even more details going to the level of one individual project and see the exact amount, the exact contracted amount and spent amount. So this was analysis of the European Commission spending for the past 20 years. For instance, this is the profile of Accenture. I have here the overview, the information regarding what this company has been doing. They have 2,000 past historical contracts. I have here their top best customers. I have contact points from all the countries where they operate. Contact points, there are a lot of them, 500, from a lot of data sources and countries where we analyze the data. Here I have information about the business of Accenture, meaning for one market or for all the markets. Let's clear the filters with one click and look at Accenture profile. I have here the countries from where Accenture operates as a table, as a chart, or as a map. I can have here the industries and domains and topics of all the services supplied by Accenture, mostly IT services, but also other types of services. And for each of them, I have the number and the value of the contracts that they have in this particular area, domain, and topic. And I can just click on this number and I will simply see the list of all 70 contracts of Accenture in, for instance, business services. And also the next tab is the market, meaning who are the markets where Accenture is operating, where do they have those 2089 past contracts. So these are their preferred clients, the map of the preferred clients and partners, the analysis of their clients by type, by activity, by country. So these are the countries where they have clients, where they operate, not from where, but where they operate. This is the analysis of the number and value of their contracts for the past 10 years that we have analyzed for Accenture. I can drill down to details. For instance, I can reset to my default filters. I have a button here, reset to my default filters, which is IT European institutions. At this moment, I'm looking only at the contracts in this market that I'm analyzing, and I see the same, which are their best buyers, the graph of the buyers, the geographic distribution of their clients, historical distribution in time. I have also analysis of the competition of Accenture, meaning these are the company, the companies that are typically participating in tenders against Accenture, but in the same tenders, but not in the same consortium. If they are in the same consortium, we calculate that they are also partners. So this is, for instance, the analysis of the partnerships of Accenture for the past 10 years. For instance, they have been partnered with Atos in 3 contracts. Click, these are the 3 contracts where they have been partners in 2022 for EULISA, all 3 of them. And I have the same type of information as a chart, as a bubble chart, as a pie chart, or as a graph. So this is the graph of the partnerships of Accenture. And here is the detailed history of partnerships per year. For instance, they were partners with Particip in 2017. This is the contract for DGHR where they were a partner. So this was the analysis of the competition, the partners, the business, and the market of one particular company. And exactly the same type of reports you have for a buyer. For instance, this is the analysis for EMA, the European Medicine Agency. I have information about their business, what they have been buying until now, 425 contracts in 74 tenders, operating only from Netherlands, but they were initially in UK. So until Brexit, their base was London. So that's why they appear as operating from 2 bases. And here I have the analysis of what they buy. And this is the analysis of their suppliers, who is supplying what they are buying to them. And I can look at only one particular industry or a particular domain or everything. For instance, let's see IT consulting services, who are their suppliers. I have here 187 past contracts awarded to 68 companies or groups. And again, I have contact points and additional details. I will drill down to additional details regarding how to provide orchestration automation of tenders using Hermix. So first of all, you have a Kanban board where the tenders that are flagged by you or any of your colleagues are shown as in any CRM. You can filter by who flagged them or who is the owner or by the deadline. So here I have a picture of all the tenders that my team, my colleagues, we have been looking at. And we can move them around, just select and move around all these tenders. Collaboration features means being able to flag opportunities. Here's the profile of one of the tenders that we are interested in, and I can put one or several flags at the same time, like this is important or not a fit or lost. And by the way, I can configure my own flags that will be shared across my organization. I can also put notes and comments here, and my colleagues from my organization will see the comments that I am adding here, including the history of comments and flags. I can set owners or I can remove owners. At this moment there is no owner anymore, but I will assign me as an owner again. I can set up a monitor. At this moment I will receive daily notifications if there is any change to this particular tender, a new clarification question, a new document published, a contract awarded, or if the tender was postponed or cancelled, I will receive in my daily digest an information that there is something changed. I showed you that I can share this opportunity as an Excel, as an email, as a PDF with colleagues or even outside my own organization. So I can also share reports with this button. So here I can save my report as a preferred report. I can give it the name that I want to give. I can share this report with my colleagues, and at this moment my colleagues will see in this list here the report that I just shared. And pretty much everything in Hermix is a report that you can share with colleagues. So this was the list of your preferred bookmark reports. In the list of opportunities, when you look at a list of tenders, you have also shortcuts to perform exactly the same operations, to set up a monitor, to assign a flag. Here, for instance, I can assign a flag or several flags. I can click here to set up a monitor, and then I will receive notifications for changes in this tender. And here I have button on the right where I can assign an owner. Me or any of my colleagues will then become an owner and will be notified about these about the fact that I made her or him an owner to this tender. My team, I can manage it if I am an owner from this menu, users. Here I have buttons to assign seats to any of my colleagues or to invite a colleague to Hermix. He will receive an email saying your colleague invited you to become a colleague, a member in his organization. I can add, remove colleagues. I can assign to them seats or I can make them a guest. I only need to put an email address, for instance, my email address. Obviously, I already have a user. And then I will need to associate a role as admin. An admin is able to manage other users as well, besides what a regular user can do, which is pretty much everything according to the package that you have. Also, you can create guest users. At this moment, unlimited number of guests, which can do pretty much any search, any filter, any monitor. They have some limitations regarding access to market intelligence and advanced AI reports in Hermix. So tips and tricks to help you become a better Hermix user, a power user. First of all, we introduced your Hermix Hub, which is available from your left panel, this icon. Here I can explore my Hermix, and at this moment Hermix will propose to me specific reports, smart reports, according to the profile of my organization. So because I am looking at IT for European institutions, I have shortcuts and links to my relevant tenders, EU international organizations, IT projects. I can see contracts awarded to me. If the application knows who I am, I can also see my own contracts. I can analyze tenders with our AI, so I can see examples of opportunity analysis with our AI, requirements summaries just with one click. I can see top 5 winners of similar contracts for a particular tender. I have two shortcuts for two examples of relevant market intelligence standards, market analysis, and competition analysis. I have examples of analysis of company and buyer profiles. Based on my profile, we decided that Emma is a good buyer target. So I have a shortcut to the profile of Emma as an example of what we can do with Hermix. Also information about my past contracts, my own profile, my top products and services. So we were looking at a list of at a particular report. For instance, this is taxi services for Belgium and Netherlands. So with any report in Hermix, you can create an alert. You can export it as an Excel. I have here on the right the Excel export. I have here the link to create an alert. I can reset all the filters of a report to clear them with one click. I just clicked on clear filters. At this moment, I clear the filters with one click. I have the same to reset to my default filters, IT European institutions. I can set my default filters here. I have this button top right corner, and these are my default filters that I can change, or I can even ask Hermix to recommend some filters for me. Based on my profile, it recommended exactly what I already have as preferred filters. And we have also a couple of examples like IT for EU institutions or IT in Belgium. I can set up a bookmark with one click, also a button here. I can sort any report by clicking on the name of the column, or by keeping shift pressed, I can sort by multiple columns at the same time. For each report, I have in the bottom left corner the possibility to change the number of rows displayed in any report, 10, 25, or 100, or I can select what columns to be displayed in the report. I can hide or show some of these columns like the address or the topic or the contract nature. And I can export, as I said, in Excel any report. For the filters, I have also a couple of more tips and tricks. One is that I can copy the filters to the clipboard with one click. You see here on the bottom left the button copy filters to clipboard, and then I can paste the same filters in any report in Hermix with paste filters from clipboard. I can show simple filters or advanced filters by clicking on this button, and I can copy and paste keywords with one click. So if I click on copy here, and then I can paste them in another report, the same keywords. So if I write them once, I can copy and paste them in other reports as well. Also, new information that is available besides the Explore My Hermix hub, which I was showing you earlier. So I have quick shortcuts and tricks to help you start with Hermix in one place. We also introduced a info guide help page for most of the pages of Hermix, which is this one. It's available also from the icon on the right. Click on guide for this page, and you have here explanations regarding the most interesting features of the current page. It's a quick help. You have also available in the bottom right corner a chat where you can ask questions, and me or any of my colleagues will pick it up as fast as possible and will answer to you immediately regarding your particular question. And you also have on the top right corner a help menu where you can have links to the frequently asked questions, the glossary of industries, domains, and topics, information about news in Hermix, about our product, and video tutorials. We have also a glossary where you can find definition for the most important terms that we are using across Hermix. Let's move to the last section of our webinar of today. Highlights and news, things that are new in Hermix, and we have recently launched them. So I already mentioned, but I will underline that now you have United Nations standards from the UN GM portal. You can download and analyze automatically tenders also from France, because now we have more and more users from France. They can analyze automatically tenders documents downloaded automatically by us in Hermix. The interface is currently also available in French. You can see a menu on the top right where you can change from English to French. This is because we have more and more users from Francophone countries, Belgium, France, Luxembourg. French, the Hermix is currently also available in French as well. We also provide at this moment integration with Salesforce CRM. Please send us a note if you want this to be configured for you. We sent yesterday our January newsletter. This is also information available in our newsletter as well. At this moment, hundreds of users all over Europe use Hermix every day to optimize their sales and pre-sales processes. With Hermix, a 4-people team can perform the work of 6. It saves you up to 20 hours of manual work. That's at least 50% increase in efficiency and even more on proposal quality and success rates. Please subscribe to our newsletter to keep informed about news, next webinars and events, and please get in touch to get your free account, to get your subscription, or for a personalized workshop where we can help you get the best experience and results with Hermix, a personalized meeting where we can understand your needs and help you configure Hermix to help you specifically with Hermix. On the screen, you have now our contact point. You have a QR code, just scan it. And obviously, you can find on our website forms, contact points, write to me, to us in the chat, in the forums, or on LinkedIn. We got quite a lot of questions. Some of them I managed to answer directly live. You should read them in the Q&A section of your Zoom conference. But let me just answer live also. I will take them chronologically. So question 1 from Ovidius Limac, thank you for your question. How can we identify the 3 largest spenders, central federal procurement entities, based on the number of tenders that they procure? Let me just show you. So I have, for instance, this is the market intelligence report for Netherlands for transport services. So where do you find it? Here in market analytics. So I have here the evolution for the entire market that I'm analyzing. I have the okay, just checking the screen looks good. It looks good. I have the analysis per year of the number and value of the tenders in the market. Here I have a list of the 362 authorities that are active in this market that I'm analyzing. And for each of them, I have the number of opportunities and the value of the opportunities. This list is the list of 362 buyers in the market that I'm analyzing. By default, it is sorted by the value of the opportunities. The third column, you see here a small arrow on the screen. but you can change the sort order, and if you click shift, if you keep shift pressed, you can sort by multiple columns at the same time. So we can see that the first three buyers of transport services in Netherlands are the region of Amsterdam, of Haarlem, and Groningen. And if you click on each of these buyers, for instance, this is Amsterdam. This is, what is this? The Regional Transport Authority that covers public transportation in Amsterdam. So they have 39 contracts, and I can see the contracts by type of what they are buying. These are all of their contracts in our historical database. And I can see that for the domain transport, they have 2 tenders, and I can even drill down to more additional details. I can simply put here transport. Not in the topic, sorry, in the domain, transport. So at this moment, I'm analyzing what they do in transport, public road transport services, 2 tenders. The same for the second one. This is the municipality of Hoofddorp and Bad Hoofddorp. And again, I can see what they buy per type, per domain, per industry. And the third was Groningen. So this is the municipality of Groningen and Drenthe, two provinces in Groningen. And the fourth was Rotterdam, the municipality of Rotterdam. So this was the answer to the first question. Second question, from Anonymous, if you can give us your contact points, maybe we can help with additional information as well. Can the Hermix tender context and summary be saved in another format like PDF or Word to be available outside Hermix? Answer is yes. So for instance, let's say I'm looking at this tender, the Blue Data Warehouse for EMSA, the European Maritime Safety Agency. I have this button, download or share this opportunity, and I have 4 options to share the information. One is to send the notice info via email. Just click here, write the email of who you want to receive it, and they will receive a link. You can also share all the details via email. It's the same. Write here the email of a colleague or partner, and they will receive most of the information from all the tabs in an email. And you can also download as a PDF or as an Excel. Another question, the buyer info is also typically interesting to have available offline without having to log in again in the platform. To have an offline version of a buyer profile, let's select a buyer profile somewhere, like this one. You can print it from your browser directly. So this is a simple trick. It does not download all the details of the buyer, only the current displayed information. Obviously, we strongly recommend to bring your colleagues online in Hermix as well. You have here in My Team the option to invite a colleague to Hermix, or if you are an admin, you can add a colleague directly. Just go to users, add user, and your colleague will be onboarded in Hermix. They will receive an email on how to activate their accounts. We have a question from Alexander from Act Digital. Thank you for joining. How do you see previous winners of some tender, like ITS 20? I presume you are referring to the European Parliament. So I just looked here for European Parliament in our global search box. You see it here in the top right corner. So I found the European Parliament. I click on the profile of the Parliament. I have here all the historical information and a couple of statistics, like they had 721 tenders in the past 10 years, and they awarded 2,500 contracts. So if I click on the contracts, I will arrive at this screen where I have all the past contracts, the 2,500 awarded by the Parliament. So this already answers. I already pre-filtered by IT here because we probably look at IT contracts. So these are all the past contracts from the past 10 years for IT services of the European Parliament. More than this, these are all the tenders of the European Parliament for IT services, open or in the past. We see that they have a big tender already open. The deadline is, oh no, the deadline was 2 days ago, so it is closed now. So if I click on this tender, I will see the past relevant winners of similar contracts. If I go to other historical tenders from 3-4 years ago, I will see who won them. Let me show you. So this is the ITS 26, the one that is currently open. I have the general information here. I have the tender documents, the questions and answers, everything. I also have the top 5 winners of historical similar contracts, and I can even go and see all of them. So these are all the 130 previous winners of similar contracts. I can change the number of rows to be displayed 10, 25, or 100 on each page. So this is where I see similar winners of past historical similar contracts. For us, similar means here in this context, the same buyer, the same industry, the same domain type of services. And let's say I want to look at a historical tender like this one. This is ITS from 2018. I have here in the context also the relevant context information, but in the contracts, I have actually exactly who won each lot. So lot 2, we have one contract, lot 4, one contract, CTG, lot 5, one contract, lot 6, we have 2 contracts. This is Atos, PwC, Agile. Contract 2 is Deloitte and NRB Trusses, and so on and so on. So I have the winners. For the Parliament, I have to tell you that they did not extend exactly one contract. So this was one of the huge contracts. There were 10 lots. But previously, there was a contract with, I think, about 18 lots. And now the current contract is actually split into several tenders. So this ITS 26 at this moment has only 4 lots. So it is only a small part of the previous ITS. So there is not an exact match between ITS 26 from January 2026 and this ITS of 4 years ago or the ITS of 8 years ago. It's not an exact match. They split, merge, or cancel lots from one tender to the other, and also they change the name of the tenders. So we have exactly the same question regarding Frontex. So let's do exactly the same. I'm going here in our global search. I looked for Frontex. I clicked on Frontex. I have the profile of Frontex here. And if I click on this 244, I will see all the current open tenders. It remembered my filtered on IT, but I can clean it up. And if I click on these tenders, on the number 28 opportunities, these are the 28 tenders of Frontex. None of them for IT. I have filtered by domain IT services already. So I have here all their tenders. They have 2 DPSs. Oh, these are because there are 4 DPSs, so they are still open. The DPSs are open for the next 5 years. So you can still apply to any of these 4 DPS framework contracts that are open until 2031. And of course, we have exactly the same for the history. So let me get back to the profile of Frontex. I have the historical information, the previous 672 contracts awarded. I have the history of what they are buying. Let me clear the filters to see everything, not only IT. So this is what they buy as a chart or as a data. Supporting and auxiliary transport services mostly, but also transport services and IT services and business services. These are the domain, but I can drill down up to the to topics, to CPV codes. And the same, I have here the map of their suppliers, as well as contact points, and so on. Another question, where can I find the Hermix hub? Is this an extra payable feature? The Hermix hub is here on the right. So you have this icon, blue with an eye on it, and you can click on Explore My Hermix, and that's what we call the Hermix Hub, or Start with Hermix, the place where you can find examples relevant for you if we know enough information about your organization that we detect it pretty much automatically, and then we give some examples of best reports that might be relevant for you for finding tenders, for analyzing the profile of your best customers, for looking at your competition in the market where you are looking at, and so on. Also, in the same place, you have a guide for some of the most used pages where you can have tips and tricks regarding how to use some of the most interesting features of Hermix. Another question was, can you copy paste the same advanced filters to create email alerts based upon all those filter settings? The answer is yes. So let's say I'm looking at a particular list of tenders. This is European Parliament IT services. So I can create an alert by clicking on this button. See, I have an alert button. So at this moment, I just create the create alert form is open. I need to save it. If I do not save it, it is not created. But you see, it just copied the same filters from the previous report. Or I can copy these filters to the clipboard. I have a button on the bottom left of my screen, copy filters to clipboard, and then I can paste them pretty much everywhere else. And we will add here a paste functionality as well in the alert. For the moment, you copy it in most places where there are filters, like in the competition analysis, you just paste here. I just pasted the same filters. Did I copy it? Copy and paste. Yeah, it works, as you see. And I think this was pretty much all the answers, all the questions that I had in my list. Let me see if I missed anything. Thank you so much for all your comments. Thank you, David. Lovely to see you again here. There might be some questions in the chat still. Will we receive the copy of the video? Yes, we will send you a link with the recording, and we will also publish it on our website. We will actually replace the video tutorials of 1 year ago with these with this recording. Check out in 1 or 2 days, it will be available online. Question from David. What about NATO RFPs, NCIA and NSPA? Yes, we just started to monitor and download tenders from NATO as well. So if you go to opportunities, you will see in the data source that now you have NATO. We are covering exactly NCIA and NSPA at this particular moment. For one of these sources, we also have access to the documents. So we also download and analyze documents with our AI and GPT tools. For the other, they are not public. Obviously, we have access and we share and distribute public information. We do not distribute tenders that are marked as confidential or NATO secret or EU secret, etc., because it might be illegal. It is actually illegal to share NATO secret information or EU secret information. So this was the answer to the question about, do we cover NATO? Yes. Other questions? If we are lobbying European institutions to share opening information as well, we are trying to. There is a lot of information that is not yet public. Opening information at this moment typically is not public unless you participate to the opening, in which case it becomes public and actually you can share it. But indeed, this is one of the information that is not available publicly. It happened to me in my career as a sales guy for European institutions to actually ask for some type of information, such as lists of specific contracts. And sometimes I was refused. Sometimes you receive this information. Sometimes it's on the website, and sometimes they refuse. Question, how much does the AI feature cost? It is included in our enterprise plans. Um, we have the pricing on our website, but we also have special packages depending on what exactly you need, what data sources and features you need, and how many users. So again, if you could share with us your contact details, anonymous, please share your contact details and you'll get a special package probably from us. And this is the same answer to the question, when I onboard a new colleague, what is the extra cost? So the price is on the website. For the enterprise special package, please contact us. Could you please highlight the opportunities for smaller companies that could benefit from accessing Hermix? May I suggest, this was a question from Gabriel, may I suggest to have a look at our webinar of last week? We had a great webinar with our partners from Shipley, and that was exactly the topic of the webinar, how SMEs, small and micro enterprises can take advantage of using automation and Hermix and similar tools to benefit, to reduce their costs and have better access to public contracts. The automation helps everybody. We do believe that it levels a little bit the field. Obviously does not replace the full set of ingredients that are needed for an organization to be successful on the public sector market. Besides market intelligence, you also need to monitor tenders. This is what we do as well. To analyze tenders. This is what we do. To automate your work, replace your Excels and emails that sometimes are killing our time, taking up hours out of our daily time just to organize, classify, and share information. But besides that, you also need obviously sales, boots on the ground, meeting people, going to events, the ability and the team capable of writing good quality proposals. And yes, AI can help you write good proposals. We also have tools for checking compliance of proposals, including compliance from an eligibility or selection criteria point of view, and also technical evaluation point of view. But they will never replace 100% a good technical pre-sales consultant. You need an architect, or better, a team of architects and smart people to make the difference and position you as a great proposal. With this, yeah, another question from Anonymous. You know your stuff. These are very well targeted questions. Does Hermix have access to mini competitions like DPS ProServe? And the answer is no. And it matches very well the previous question. This is an example of information where the European Commission has become less and less transparent during the past years. They created these huge DPSs, billions, the DPS for ProServe, the cloud, the site for licenses or cloud hosted services, and so on and so on. So they have these DPSs, which are huge, and the information regarding individuals, mini competitions, is only available to the companies that are already pre-selected in the DPS. This is an incredible lack of transparency from the European Commission, and more directorates and agencies are taking this approach, which reduces the transparency and the competition in the market. So it is an example of the European Commission not respecting its own principles. In theory, if you read the principles for public procurement published by DG Grow, for instance, they always say that they want to favor smaller companies, that they want to split tenders into smaller lots and smaller tenders in order to allow more competition, more companies and SMEs to participate. They say they want to increase the transparency and competition, and in practice they do these DPSs which reduce the transparency and competition in public procurement for the European Commission. With this, I believe I covered all the questions. We are 6 minutes over 1 hour, so what the discussion was terribly interesting. So thank you again for joining us. Thank you again for participating. You have all our contact points. They were displayed on the screen. Write to us in the chat or send us a sign-up form. Contact us on LinkedIn, on any channel. It was lovely to have you here and looking forward to have you in Hermix as our partners and users. Have a great day.